Welcome to Proverb a Day. This is Proverbs 29. You're going to see Michael zooming by now and then. We're going to start with verse 1. He who is often rebuked and hardens his neck will suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. Note on that. Making the same mistake over and over is an invitation to disaster. Here he comes. Eventually, people have to face the consequences of refusing to learn. If their mistake is refusing God's invitations or rejecting His commands, the consequences will be especially serious. In the end, God may have to turn them away. Make sure you're not stiff-necked. Verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked man rules, the people groan. Hey, Mikey. Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, young man. You want to read too? Okay, here we are. Whoever loves wisdom makes his father rejoice, but a companion of harlots wastes his wealth. Yeah. The king establishes the land by justice, but he who receives bribes overthrows it. A man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. We can't turn the page yet. We're not done here. By evil transgression, an evil man is snared, but the righteous sings and rejoices. The note on verse 5 and 6. We all want to be liked, so we are all vulnerable to flattery. But flattery can be a dangerous trap. To avoid falling into it, be realistic about yourself. Set goals and work toward them. And you will know when you deserve praise and when you need rebuke. This knowledge can make you immune to flattery and protect you from being manipulated by the people who use it. Verse 7. The righteous considers the cause of the poor, but the wicked does not understand such knowledge. Scoffers set a city aflame, but wise men turn away wrath. 1 second. Wise men turn away wrath. If a wise man contends with a foolish man, whether the fool rages or laughs, there is no peace. Yeah, you got your cup, didn't you? The bloodthirsty hate the blameless, but the upright seek his well-being. 11. A fool vents all his feelings, but a wise man holds them back. The poor man and the oppressor have this in common. The Lord gives light to the eyes of both. The note on that verse, 13. The Lord gives light to the eyes of both means that everyone depends on God for sight. Both the oppressor and the poor have the gift of sight from the same God. God sees and judges both, and His judgment falls on those whose greed and power drives them to oppress the poor. Verse 14. The king who judges the poor with truth, his throne will be established forever. The rod and rebuke give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. The note on that verse 15. Parents of young children often weary of disciplining them. They feel like all they do is nag, scold, and punish. When you're tempted to give up and let your children do what they want, or when you wonder if you've ruined every chance of a loving relationship with them, remember, kind, firm correction helps them learn. And learning makes them wise. Consistent, loving discipline will ultimately teach them to discipline themselves. Hi, Mikey. Okay, verse 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteous will see their fall. The note on that one. When the wicked are in leadership, sin prevails. In any organization, whether a church, a business, or a family, or a government, the climate comes to the top. Comes from the top. Climate comes from the top. The people become like their leaders. What kind of climate are you setting for the people you lead? 17. Correct your son, and he will give you rest. Yes, he will give delight to your soul. Where there is no revelation, the people cast off restraint. But happy is he who keeps the law. The note on verse 18. Revelation refers to words from God received by prophets. Where there is ignorance of God, crime and sin run wild. Public morality depends on knowledge of God, but it also depends on keeping God's laws. In order for both nations and individuals to function well, people must know God's ways and keep His rules. Yeah, it's true. Verse 19. A servant will not be corrected by mere words, for though he understands, he will not respond. Do you see a man hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. He who pampers his servant from childhood will have him as a son in the end. An angry man stirs up strife, and a furious man abounds in transgression. A man's pride will bring him low, but the humble in spirit will retain honor. Yeah. Whoever is a partner with a thief hates his own life. He swears to tell the truth, but reveals nothing. The note on verse 24. This proverb is saying that a thief's accomplice won't tell the truth when under oath. Thus, by his perjury, he will hurt himself. 25. The fear of man brings a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord shall be safe. A note on that, verse 25. Fear of people can hamper everything you try to do. In extreme forms, it can make you afraid to leave your home. By contrast, fear of God, respect, reverence, and trust, is liberating. Why fear people who can do no eternal harm? Instead, fear God, who can turn the harm intended by others into good for those who can trust Him. For those who trust Him. We all can trust Him, but we don't all do trust Him. So, anyway, 26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but justice for man comes from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, and he who is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. That is the end of Proverbs 29, the 29th of the month. Thank you and have a blessed day.